Okay, my yellow lights came in 2 days early, so we're gonna have all the light panel all the way done. All right, got the battery hold down, so this thing's for the car now. All right, we're gonna use these European style connectors where you pull them up and you put it in there and it spring captures it. And what this is gonna allow us to do is, if we ever need to service this, we can easily just take it out, remove the bulb that we need. And you could do this on the side of the road or in a truck stop or whatever. They sell these lights in the truck stop, and you could, disconnect what you want, put it back in. You'll need no tools, no crimpers, nothing. You could fix what you got to fix. Now there's a bunch of redundancies because we got double light. We got 4 lights for turn signals. We got 3 lights for tails. We got 3 lights for brakes. We got 2 lights for hazards. We got 4 lights for backups, so you could have multiple failures and still have lights here. So we're using these connectors, and I already got this side wired up or tucked up, so you can see where the wires that come in and all the wire ties on it. So I'm gonna finish this side up now. All right, so butt splice, and then crimp. And then put the heat shrink over it, heat shrink it. This is the ground side, and then this side is going to be heat shrinked, but it's going to have a spade connector come on and off. Alright, crimp the ring terminal on, and it's going to go over there and go on my ground lug that I made. So I'm grabbing all my grounds for my lights and everything over there. Alright, I got this multi-conductor cable, and I ran it from the back to here, and I stripped it back, and then I've heat shrinked this. So yellow is usually right turn, green is left turn, brown will be running lights, red will be stop, black will be the fuel pump, and white will be the reverse lights. So I got all the circuits that I need back here. I have to run a different cable for the backup camera, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that in time or not, but we're going to hook all this stuff up for the fuel pump and the lights. Well, I just realized that I miscalculated the number of circuits, so it's going to be a good thing in the long run, because the fuel wire is not going to be ran inside. I actually need 7 circuits, not 6. So the fuel pump wire is going to be run separate, and if it gets hot, it won't melt everything else. And what we're going to do is we're going to double. I got this 2 conductor wire. I'm going to double them up and run double the conductor wire, so as long as it is to come back here, less likely for it to get hot, with it being able to have that much extra wire to go back here. So we're going to run just this fuel wire, 2 conductor up there to the fuel, for the fuel pump. Well, I just googled it, and green is actually right and yellow is left, like trailer wiring. So we're going to wire it up like that, and we'll make the red the flashers and the black the brake lights, because in LEDs it's a lot nicer to break them all out. That way you don't have any weird flashing or not flashing, so everything's broken into different circuits. Alright, I made a license plate light bracket, and we ran a wire and grabbed hold of I got a license plate wire going out there, so I'm going to get it mounted on and wired. Alright, so we're testing out the lights. I got all the light bar working there. I got every one of them turned on. So yeah, everything works. We're gonna move forward. Probably pull that fuel pump lights back now, but see, I got tails, turns, license plate light. Those are my turn signals, brakes, and reverse lights here. So she's lit up. All right, I got the fuel pump wired, and I got that cable wire tied all up through there, and we wired up Dad's third brake light, which this was the only light he ran when he drag raced, but we wired it up as a brake light. You just had to have one light at night so they could see if you made it off the track or not. So this would be our brake lights. And yeah, all right, so I'm finally done with the trunk. I got all the lights wired up here. Looks like I should put one wire tie up on that. That's the license plate light wires going down out there. I'll put a wire tie on there, and then I'm gonna call it done, and go up and start wiring up in the cab. So I've decided I don't like these things. I'm taking them out and I'm soldering them all. So we got the soldering iron set up here. We're ditching these things and soldered up permanently. Alright, so I put this conduit on there. I think it cleaned it up pretty good. And took all these European style connectors out. But I didn't like them. But they did allow me to be able to, you know, move lights around until I got them the way I wanted them. So, you know, they worked good for temporary testing and stuff like that. But I think it looks really clean now. We got the trunk all wired up. We got lights working. So I think I'm just going to run one, because where that other license plate light would have been, like, all my wires are here, and I really don't want to take a chance of popping a hole in something. So we're probably just going to run that, just the one, because this is a fiberglass bumper. I can't mount to it. I have to mount to that pan back there. So at least we got one light, and looks really clean. So I'm gonna call it for the night. If you like this kind of stuff, check back in. Have a nice day. Alright, we got up in here and we pulled all the speaker wires and the backup camera and took that console out. And the way this Ford starter wire works, the Chrysler one grounds to the neutral safety in the transmissions. We're going to run power through a switch that's on neutral safety on that B&M shifter. So we ran the neutral safety wiring in, and we got all that wired up now, and I'm working on the side covers for the console. Alright, so I got this panel wired here. That's the reverse, or the flasher, hazard flasher there. You'll be able to pull the cup holder up and get the flasher if you need to. And I'm making it to where I can, you know, pull a connector and pull this side panel on and off. But we got blue, white, green, and red. And we're going to wire up all our circuits that we want off of that. So I got this side panel down. I'm going to work on the other side panel. It's a lot easier. It's just 12 volt power on and off. So we'll get this panel here wired up. Alright, I'm taking all the gauges out, and we're going to take all the incandescent bulbs out and put LEDs in all the gauge lights. Alright, you can see how I put 3 LEDs, little tiny ones in there, and then wire tied them on the back, and then it'll push into that. And I got it all wired up now. I'm going to put it back in the dash. Okay, 30 hours straight later. I did take 2 like 1 hour naps. We got it all wired. We got the fire up and started. We fought a few things. Like, I had the fuel filter in backwards. We didn't have any fuel pressure. We couldn't get oil pressure there for a while, and finally the pump picked up. We got good oil pressure now. We had This thing, we had to take it back and forth 3 times before I used that blue plumber's tape. I finally got it to seal. And then this thing leaked on us. And this fuel line leaked on us. And what else happened? Oh yeah, we didn't have any ignition. We had the coil wired wrong. We ended up getting it to fire. Looks like I still need to wire the choke before I can drive it. Had problems where I wired the choke in, so I need to do that. Alright, well we got her, we think we got all the bugs out of her. We took her up in town. Got it filled up full of gasoline. Fixed another water leak. Got the stereo working. We're gonna go over and give it to Dad. It's not all the bugs aren't tuned down. We weren't able to wire the front end up and a couple other things. The gas gauge is acting weird. Might have to buy a sending unit adapter box for it. But I think it's good enough for him to drive it up in town right now. Alright, I'm fixing a spot here that the paint had chipped out of. And I got a sticker to put across the back. I got a couple duster stickers put on the side. So we just got the first coat of paint on there and let it dry. I used Bondo and chipped it all out and sanded it with the DA. And this orange isn't going to be perfect, but it'll look better in that giant chip that he had taped back on there. I want to put that sticker on it. Might hide it a little bit too. So first coat, we'll put 2-3 coats on there, pull the tape off, put the sticker on. I'm hoping we're done playing. We made it to the car show. Dad got to drive his car after 20 years, so we're doing pretty good. I got some touch-up stuff I want to do, and I got to finish the wiring on the front. And then get the headlights, and I got some wiring inside I got to do, and there's problems that hell, I put 36 hours or something straight. I mean, I slept for 16 hours last night. I just crashed. So we're out here. We're gonna finish the wiring, touch it up a little bit. All right, we got the duster, the tail panel stripes on. We put the duster emblem in. We got a couple duster emblems on the sides here. And then up here on the front, we got sand duster where the Plymouth badge should be. But yeah, I think it really needed that tail panel stripe. I'm happy with it. Now I need to go back to wiring it. Alright, so I got getting all the headlights and everything wired up here. I'll tuck away in that conduit and then test them out. I got to wire them up under the dash still. Alright, I got it all tucked away in the conduit. And a couple hours in wiring this all up. but I gotta make a disconnect so you can pop the front end off right here. Haven't got that done yet, but I'm gonna go inside and get everything tagged into the main harness and test it out. All right, we got the lights all wired up. It's nighttime out here, so we're gonna go drive it around. Decided to cut the duster part off them stickers. We just got the little duster guy now. So, all right, we're gonna see how the headlights work. Well, the headlights are working good. All right, you like this kind of stuff, check back in. Have a nice day.